Welcome back to BloodRayne 2. We've made it this far. Might as well just keep on killing Kagan's kids. And maybe Kagan himself if we get lucky. This is his tower after all. So he can't be too far at this point. For now though, generic minion grinding. Except for all the spotlights in the area. They want to make a real show of this one.
Oh, don't cry, because if you cry, I'm just gonna kick you in your teeth.
But of course the spotlights will burn our flesh. They have harnessed the power of the sun to create sun lasers. The ultimate vampire killing weapon. Invented just in time for this world of vampire supremacy to take hold. Wherein the last thing you would want to do is kill vampires. Brilliant. Zerx is all about coulda, not shoulda.
Cats, that's pure sunlight. Who are you gonna use that? That's what downed Farrell's chopper.
That was the master using that. Impressive test.
Yeah, if you managed to catch that, this was Rayne figuring out that this is how they shot down Farrell's choppers. We saw it in the cutscene, though. But Rayne doesn't have cutscene powers. At least not cutscene knowledge. She definitely has cutscene powers. Wherein she goes berserk and does things that we cannot possibly do in gameplay during cutscenes. That was much more of a thing in the first game, though. In this game, the cutscenes are actually kinda unimpressive from an action standpoint. First game had amazing cutscenes that were like little horror movies where you were the monster. I miss them. Anyway, this segment is ridiculously easy. You basically have to just stand still to get taken out by the spotlights. And we did not do that. I do like that the spotlights have little mohawks as well. Just like the minions.
Alright, Zerx, unless you got any more to show me, come out here and get your spanking.
I think probably not. Unless you'd like to follow me into hell. You're certainly invited.
Yeah, he's in my family, right? Idiot! Hell's the other way!
I don't think they needed both of those lines, but Hell's the Other Way is a good one. And just about all we know about this shitty Zerx character is that he's the type of guy who would spend 1,000 words to say go to hell. Unlike Rayne.
Hey, get over here, you stupid damn peer.
Stupid damn peer. I've never been so owned in my entire life. So we got a new weapon there. Our final new gun, actually. It's a rocket launcher. Which of course takes up the most ammo of any gun we've had so far. We never get to use it, but we have to use it to get that experience. Because the experience is still a horribly implemented mechanic. As far as guns are concerned. Nope. Didn't time that right. Yeah, if you don't jump immediately after you start grinding that pole, you will grind all the way off the edge of it into a bottomless pit. Which of course doesn't kill you, but it does drain a little bit of your health. Now we don't have any ammo, but we will. As long as I don't get body blocked. Which almost happened. And we're near max again. There's a problem with the rocket launcher. Enemies always run directly at you as fast as they can.
Damn, I'm accustomed to what's low.
So yeah, we're not going to get many opportunities to use this rocket launcher without getting shot ourselves. Yet we must. Also leaves a pool of fire on the floor, in the form of a flaming corpse. Oh, God damn it. I enthralled him. So, enthrall is what happens when you press left on the analog stick, or the D-pad, 3 times. But if you're already in the aura vision, you only have to press it 2 times, which is the number of times that normally I press the D-pad in order to begin doing my ghost feed ability. So I've trained my muscle memory to tap the D-pad twice, and now it punishes me with doing the enthrall. What enthrall does is, of course, gives you a little minion of your very own. You get to steal one of the enemy minions. If you've noticed, enemy minions are useless. We just tear through them, they're nothing. They hold up equally well against each other as they do against us. So it is pointless to have a minion as a pet. You get no benefit from it. However, you cannot cancel the enthrall, and as long as you have someone enthralled, your rage meter will continuously tick down. So when you do begin an enthrall, kiss your entire rage meter goodbye. You cannot use it anymore. You also cannot feed on enemies while you have one enthralled. And you certainly cannot do the ghost feed because your ghost is occupied. So, doing that accidental enthrall, guaranteed death against that mini-boss. I wish I could relock that ability because it is really, really bad. Exclusively detrimental to our progress. Just have to take careful stock of when I am and am not in aura vision so that I know exactly how many times I need to press that D-pad in order to get necessary emergency ghost feeds. I hate it. So there we go. Very important ghost feed.
I got my game right here. I
think we only get 1 tick of experience even if we blow up multiple people with a single shot of our rocket launcher. I assume that's how it works because that's how bad I imagine the experience bar was implemented throughout this game. And since we did get kicked back to this room, and I kind of glossed over it last time, let's see. Don't despair. Every minute wasted brings you that much closer to death. This whole office building has inspirational posters that are basically what they would look like if you were wearing They Live glasses. Always remember you're unique, just like everyone else. Very 1995 of you. This game came out in 2004. Now let's begin this boss fight with far better resources, and no one enthralled to waste them all. I believe your enthralled minion can't even die. Like, they won't even do you that mercy. And I just noticed another glitch that we'll have to deal with
It won't help, but it might make you feel
after this boss fight, I guess. For now, this is our second required fight with these beastly guys. We have not yet been given an official name. We got full rage. You want it because in these close quarters, these things can be quite deadly. The last one we fought was in a gigantic arena where we could just send it on its way when we didn't want to fight it. This one, we're not so lucky. They're not very defensive, at least. So, he's dead. Now, while we're waiting for these guys to file in, let us reset all of our options. When you load your game, all of your options are reset to their default values. And I prefer inverted camera in that way. And also, we gotta change the dialogue, because it's normally way too quiet. Brightness is a little low. The only thing that sticks is widescreen for some reason. Everything else completely resets, and this can happen when you die and restart at a checkpoint. So that's what happened there.
Swear to God, if I lose her again,
That is like PS1 level programming error. Entirely unacceptable.
So you want to bring that game this way? Because I got my game right here. I got my super shoes on.
Kinda wish we couldn't hear the dialogue, because these minions are especially irritating. These weird bondage punks. Like a combo of the last two types of minions. I want to shoot them with a rocket launcher, but they're way too close. There's a good one for the rocket launcher. You'll note the rocket itself fires very slowly. It moves slowly through the air. So if the enemy's moving, you're not going to hit him, even though it has a gigantic blast radius. More inspirational posters. Try harder. The harder you try, the funnier it is to everyone else when you fail. And of course, how does it feel to want? We killed everyone who was in here. This is your life. I actually kind of like that one. And you're as sharp as a marble. That one's just like a greeting card you could probably buy. Flaming staircase.
So you want to bring that game this way? Because I got my game right here.
Throw some guys off fit into the fire.
Hide it, this sneaky bitch!
Ground and impale them, if they manage to survive, which they often do.
Feeding time.
Okay, I was worried I might have enthralled that guy. Okay, we will leave Aura Vision on and try to remember that I've done so. Also, I need to remember where the door to progress is. But look at that, no loading zone or anything.
Okay, right. I know we're posted here to keep anybody from breaking further up the tower. I get that.
Hey, go screw yourself!
Hey, man, what if that's a boss?
If it's the boss, they're gonna bust in here and kill us for not being at our post anyway. Boss has got keys. Then they'll feed us to the Unraveler, which is probably ironic. Anybody else I don't want to see anyway. So what's the difference?
Well, that dialogue was all gibberish. But it did mention the Unraveler. That's all we're gonna get as far as foreshadowing about what the hell the Unraveler is. Better than nothing, though. Electrified gates.
Hey, get over here, you stupid damn peer!
Oh, I did it. There's the accidental enthrall.
I'm a couple of quarts low.
Okay, they did let my minion die at least. Bless them for that. But now, I got nothing. Gotta do a bunch of grinding. So clearly, this is a very poorly thought out idea. The whole enthrall thing. One of many. Because on paper, enthrall is a very cool idea. You would want to have a minion. But you should be able to have like multiple enthralled minions. And they should cost like a flat rage fee because you get it so late in the game. Like probably the same amount as ghost feeding to get enthrall going.
Did you even see that coming?
But no, you get one enthralled minion and it completely wrecks your entire rage meter. in exchange for nothing.
Get down! Get down!
Okay. Ghost feed right in front of the door so I can't walk through. Great. Not quite an impressive death scene.
I've been in training all day for this, and I gotta tell you, I showed up early, I got the good seats, I'm ready to kick your ass.
Oh, these minion dialogues are so bad. I'm retroactively glad that I couldn't hear them throughout the rest of the game. Okay, he fell in the fire pit. It was hard to tell from the camera angle. He looked like he just fell into the void. We need more health. I always talk about how we're always running out of resources. But one of the main resources in this game is time. And you always have more time as far as the game is concerned. It is not too worried about wasting your time. Unfortunately. But now we're pretty much maxed out just in time to find this vampire door. Brilliant. But now we get to save a bit of time by ignoring it.
You know, Feral's turned vampires are putting up an impressive fight.
Yeah, they're motivated. Would you want to have to go back and tell Feral she didn't get exactly what she wanted?
Point taken.
Anyway, use the distraction to cover your progress while you can.
Whole lot more monster infighting, just like in the last level. Which makes our job much, much easier. And it makes the environments a lot cooler, more lively. So that's a good call. Hey, new type of mini-boss. A big old muscle man, just a guy without skin, who is also 7.5 feet tall. Probably the most dangerous of the mini-boss types.
How much more you think you can take?
Slightly more so than the foreman or the horn guys. But not much more dangerous. Probably still less dangerous than the various Dampiers we've had to fight. But as far as big bulky guys, this is one you almost have to watch out for if your rage bar isn't full. And it won't be if you're not careful with your fucking enthralls. Nice. So what I was getting at is enthrall, clearly a good idea on paper, very poorly implemented, half-baked, should have been cut. Just like many, many ideas in this game. And I hope nothing I've said or done in this game has implied that it is lazy, because if anything, they put too much work into it. Threw in too many ideas that, frankly, should not have been in here. It reeks of having a bad producer, someone who should have told them to cut more stuff. Because it does seem like there were a lot of very excited people working on this game. Just bursting with things they wanted to do. And not all of them were going to work, but they put them in anyway. Against better judgment. One of these doors can be pushed open, or is already open.
Tight suit. Over here, stupid.
These guys will just fight each other. I think that guy's got himself a machine gun. That guy definitely does. All the more reason to ignore him. Even the enemies are getting fatalities at this point. On one another. We barely even have to play the game.
Hey, get over here, you stupid damn peer.
At least I'm glad they made up a slur to use against us. Didn't have to use misogynistic terms. Although they do plenty of times, but Rayne is just as quick to do so.
That barrel's got, those
They have
real long
finished what you
fingernails.
started.
It's weird, it's bad enough down the back of my spine.
Seven, when I say squad of really, really ancient-looking turned vampires, does it ring any bells?
Rings a few, but you may be talking about a team Kagan calls his Troja Elites, the first vampires he ever turned way back in the old country. Take it easy with them. They may look dusty. Reports have it they're supposed to be extremely proficient.
Troja Elites. I wonder if Troja is a word that means anything. They look like Confederate soldiers. But they wouldn't be, because Kagan was in Germany?
God, I'm horrible.
So maybe they're like World War I German soldiers? I don't know what they were going for with this, but here's what they look like in full view. All their glory. They're relatively well designed. They're not as overly defensive as the Dampier normally are, as they are full-blooded Nosferatus. Anyway, Blood Fury time. Let's just hack this one to bits. Get it the hell out of here.
You gents are very good. Your reputation precedes you.
Does it though? We just learned about them 10 seconds ago. Just in time to kill one. And pretty effortlessly at that. This part's kind of annoying. If you just walk out of the window, you will fall because there's a tiny gap there. So you gotta do a little jump. But not too much of a jump. And the controls are kinda twitchy. For some reason, we got weird meat refrigerator drapes.
Looky here, guys. All of...
Top off our health. You never know what could be around the bend. Could be test tubes. Full of tiny little meat bodies. Look at them there. They're kind of cute like this. Maybe they're gonna sell them as the hot new Christmas toy. Because this game did take place on Halloween, if you remember. Way back in the first video. Halloween of current day. And it does seem more and more like the current day.
Hey, get over
Got
here,
some
you
full-grown
stupid
muscle men.
Dampier.
And some gunner turrets. I hate this room so much. Because these gunner turrets, they're really hard to grab. And you need them, because 2 meat men at once is bad news. Especially when there are additional little guys running around.
Did you even see that coming?
And that is far from the only problem, because there are respawning meat men. They just keep coming. Definitely don't want to enthrall. That would be the end of this. Just outright. But there are 3 gunner placements. One is up here, the other 2 are down on the ground floor. There's no monster infighting. These particular punks want to work with the meat men. I can no longer tell which way my camera is supposed to turn, whether it's inverted or not, because the thing keeps changing. The corpse in front of my gun is absorbing all the bullets, but not quite all the enemy bullets. The slash button also grabs the gunner turret. But like, you can stand right in front of this thing and sometimes it just won't bring up the prompt to grab the gun. Ray just does not want to use this thing. Okay, this corpse is in a very bad place.
Damn,
I just can't use this gun anymore. Glorious. Other minions will spawn behind me while I'm doing this. They are all too happy to interrupt me. Here comes one now.
I like the boots. After I'm done whooping your ass, I may prance around in it.
Come on. There we go. Okay. One of the meat corpses finally despawned. So now we're in a good position. But that can change on a moment's notice. Just guys can run up behind me, knock me out of the turret. Then these guys will charge right at me. They are surprisingly fast when they want to be. There's one now. Tried to drain the last of his blood out of his legs. But he was too far gone.
Feeding time.
And this, of course, is why you need this machine gun. They just keep coming. Now I gotta find the tiny little hotspot. There we go. Here he comes, but it's... Oh, it was almost too late for him. Now who knows? Of course, the minions will also try to grab the other gunner turrets. And they can do a lot of damage once they've done so. This has gone really well so far, but it's all over. Now, even though I died there,
All day long,
that still could have gone a lot worse.
Get over here, stupid.
But we'll try to actually get this thing done with this time. This is a very frustrating area. Extremely difficult. Here comes this guy. We'll try and kill him manually. And we did so. Very nice. If you try to use the gun turret that's currently being occupied over on the other side of the room, the meat guys will not get stuck on the banister like you're watching now. And they will be a much larger problem. They always spawn from the far door as well. So you have much more time to deal with them if you're on this particular turret. And having someone on the other turret means he won't come bother me. He can't quite turn it far enough to get a shot on me. So he's out of the picture, and he's preventing one more respawn from happening behind me.
Keep running!
So we've kind of broken all the AI patterns. But as we saw, if one guy gets through my tower defense here, I am dead. And there he is, the one guy. Try and get back in position. It is excruciatingly difficult to grab this gun. Just a nightmare to find that one little hotspot where it works. Oh, we made it. That was the last one. Just try to imagine how horrible that would have been if we hadn't used the gun at all. And if more people had spawned behind me, that would have been really bad. If this guy hadn't stuck himself to the useless turret, that would have been really bad. A lot of things could have gone really badly there. And I had no control over the things that went well. I hate that segment. But I never gotta do it again.
Ooh, there is a distinctive aroma.
Can you identify it?
Well, I'd have to say if there was anything in this world that smelled like something called an Unraveler, this would be the one. Ye gods, I think I found the Unraveler's playroom.
Everything you hoped for?
Oh, for sure. I know I say it all the time, but it's a real shame you're missing this one. Whoa, Unraveler is not just a funny nickname. Damn.
Something smells a little bit off in this room. Also, there's a gigantic pillar of flesh and spiderwebs of flesh all over the place. And a huge inverted monster man. I think something might be a little off. So this is the Unraveler, and it is very easy to miss that dialogue clip where the Unraveler was introduced.
Damn it! Where'd she go?
Which would make this all a complete non sequitur when Rayne called it the Unraveler. Here's one of the main reasons we want to have our new Bloodhammer upgraded, so that we can fire more shots at the Unraveler. It is the first boss that will take damage from our guns. But only the Bloodhammer. Maybe the Bloodhammer would have dealt damage to all the previous bosses, but we didn't have it yet to attempt such a feat. So instead, we can use it now. We can go refill it. We'll have to climb up to the rafters. It's a nice, creepy-looking boss. Less so than some of the others we fought, though. So a bit of a letdown in that way. And of course it is incoherent nonsense, but we are kind of used to that. Ever since Slez, we know to expect the unexpected. The damage was from 2 direct hammer shots. Pretty unimpressive, just a little sliver of his health. So, as much as that can actually kill the boss, it would take forever. Luckily, there's also a gimmick. That's not it. There we go. We can pull down these weird pods that are up near the ceiling for additional body horror and a quicker way to deal with the boss. Yeah, while we're in this nice safe corridor, let's look at one of my favorite things about this game that I never even noticed until pretty recently. The moves list. This is actually how I found out that there were additional executions that I showed off back in the Wetworks. But we can also look at all these combos, which all have unique names. And all of these names are great. Twisting Gull, the terrifying power of a seagull, hardest in our very kicks. And the Silkworm Spins. Tiger Wing, Silver Moon. Look at all these names. They didn't have to come up with all these names, but they're all here. Every single different type of attack, even ones that have identical animations, all have different unique names. And most of these do have unique animations as well. Spider's Daughter. I'm actually going to try out the Spider's Daughter, see what it even is. It probably won't be nearly as cool as the name itself. There's the Dextral series, the Sinistral series. Dolphin Tail. If you're just lying down and you hit X, you'll do the Dolphin Tail. The Devil's Handshake. That's, where we impale them. There we go. I do have to wonder how many of these actually... Oh, Devil's Handshake is just when you kick him in the chest. That's way overselling that particular execution. I do have to wonder how many of these like actually look like what they're describing with the name, or if their names are just randomly assigned. Because they could mean nothing. But I love them just the same. Shiva Aspect is one we unlocked in the last level. And I've never done Silver Circlet or Quiet Thunder. I'll have to correct that. Wait, Twisted Wind we haven't done. Silver Circlet we have. That's the spinning ballerina move, as I like to call it. And all these superpowers that we've seen many, many times. Yeah. Like I said, don't ever call this game lazy. Call it too over-obsessed with minutia, missing the forest for the trees. It's respectable in a way. So this should be Twisting Wind or whatever the hell it was called. You gotta do a full rotation, which is surprisingly hard to do. There it is. A full gunslinger move that uses up a lot of our ammunition. There's another pod over there. Gotta do some platforming.
Hey guys, check it out. Hey, vampire bitch.
There's someone who felt the need to insult us. Not the best idea. Okay. It is hard to get a lock-on on the pods rather than the boss.
Like a track legend?
Rayne has priorities, and they're not always the best.
Swear to God, if I lose him again, maybe I can go.
So I think one pod will be at the end of the path we're on now. But it would be more efficient to go get the one we were just looking at, and then I didn't quite get the lock-on properly. So we will backtrack just a little bit. This is one of the least threatening bosses, at least. Very little damage. You can ignore him most of the time. Same with the minions. The layout of the area works in your favor, and not his. Rayne, lock on to the thing. There's supposed to be a way to change lock-on. That's not it. But whatever, the boss walked away, got bored of us screwing around. And that allowed Rayne to correct her lock-on. So over here, I think we want to go this way.
Murder is the best workout.
And get a level up somehow. Now notice we just got a level up and the carnage meter is still completely full. This indicates that we are at max level. We cannot grind any more carnage. Any more we get just goes to waste. Let's see where this goes. Back to where we just were. What is the route? So there's a pod directly above me. Oh, the Unraveler's got some creepy dialogue at least. Gotta climb this. Get knocked down. Ugh. There we go. I realized that if you are hanging from one of the vertical poles, and you just hold forward and then hit jump, Rayne will jump in that direction. As you would want her to do. But now I don't know where I need to go. Ah, there's the pipe. And Unraveler's just gonna keep spitting his own guts at me. He's walked away so we can get our lock on. Third one down. Now for a fourth. And there's a specific platforming puzzle that is intended to get us to this fourth pod. But it is once again near the ceiling. Will I remember the route to get to this thing? Each of these pipes on the ground is intended to get us on one of those paths towards progress. It's fairly well designed. Would be better designed if we could see the pods. And if, like, we could lock onto them properly. Let's see. Still don't have visuals on the thing. We gotta get all four, of course. Got a little human shield for a moment. So it looks like it's directly above me. And now I'm slightly lower.
I got my game right at me. I got my super shoot.
But yeah, this is a very easy fight. Unless you go for the tedious method of grinding experience for that blood hammer. Shame we get it so late in the game. And since I don't know any better, I'm just gonna take this one. See where it takes us. There it is. We do gotta get over there. This jump is not gonna make it, probably. Hey, it made it. And I just gotta wait for him to get bored of us and walk away. And we'll be able to grab the last pod. Let's at least get a... Well, we almost got a good look at the animation of him attacking us. So he attacks from, like, his throat or something. There it is. He, like, flips over, shoots it out of his gut in some better left unknown capacity. There we go. Last pod down. And the boss just dies. I'll take it. Everything in the room dies. And we get Bloodstorm. Buy me Bloodstorm or go to hell. I've actually, in practice, done the Bloodstorm move accidentally before it was unlocked. During that fight against the, like, Confederate guy that we fought earlier. I don't even remember its name anymore, but that weird guy with the saber. Just a weird accidental glitch, which is another thing we are going to want to start avoiding because, yeah, we just unlocked a new useless ability that should have been cut from the game. Bloodstorm is also bad, much like Enthrall. We will be seeing it, but not just yet. I'm going to do something unprecedented and cut the video here. Kagan's Tower is an absurdly long level, much, much longer than any of the other ones. And we just fought a boss, so that's a good cut point for me. I don't want to accidentally make any 2-hour-long videos like I did in the first game when I got carried away. So in the interest of pacing, I will say, see you next time for the conclusion of Kagan's Tower. And perhaps, the conclusion of Kagan himself.